Scott McMillan, Aaron's best friend, watched him log over 2,300 hours in 12 weeks. Richard, maybe 200. When asked how important Aaron was, Richard joked about chaining him to the shop. The crew laughed. Aaron didn't. He was under a car, grease-covered, listening to every word. When Fast and Loud premiered in June 2012, it exploded. By August, it was Discovery's highest-rated series. Fans loved the contrast. Richard, the loud salesman, Aaron, the quiet builder. What viewers didn't see was what happened after the cameras shut off. Richard went home. Aaron stayed, night after night, finishing the builds that made the show possible. Somehow, they completed all 12 cars, something no other TV shop had done. The cost was hidden. Aaron crammed years of work into a few brutal months and realized early on what Richard refused to admit. This pace couldn't last. 5 years in, Aaron had only watched 3 episodes of the show. He avoided seeing himself on screen to keep his focus and sanity. Editing, camera angles, how his words appeared, it was out of his control. Aaron wasn't a TV personality who stumbled into cars. He was self-taught, learning by tearing things apart and rebuilding them. By 16, he owned a modified Jeep Cherokee and was known as the guy who could fix anything. His first real paycheck came from 4-wheel parts in Dallas, where Richard noticed him in 2004 and offered him a job on the spot. Gas Monkey Garage was small and barely profitable. Aaron started as a junior mechanic but soon ran the day-to-day builds while Richard chased deals and marketing. They spent long road trips together, Richard dreaming aloud while Aaron drove through the night. To Richard, those were some of the best moments. Aaron rarely mentioned them, hinting at how differently they saw the relationship. Discovery finally called after years of Richard's failed pitches. The show exploded, and the tension between a loud deal-maker and quiet builder hooked viewers. Years later, Richard admitted Aaron had never been his friend, only an employee. From age 20 to 34, Aaron's connection to Richard existed almost entirely inside the garage, yet he stayed until something finally pushed him over the edge. Around 2014, Aaron wanted to shave his beard. He asked the producers, expecting a laugh. Instead, they said no. Flat, firm, no. He couldn't believe it. Under a car, grease-covered, Aaron listened to every word. When Fast and Loud premiered in June 2012, it exploded. By August, it was Discovery's highest-rated series. Fans loved the contrast. Richard, the loud salesman, Aaron, the quiet builder. What viewers didn't see was life after the cameras stopped. Richard went home. Aaron stayed, finishing 12 cars night after night, something no other TV shop had done. The pace crushed him. Years of tension and creative differences pushed Aaron to the edge. He avoided watching the show to stay focused. Editing and camera angles were out of his control. Self-taught from a young age, Aaron had learned by tearing things apart and rebuilding them. Richard noticed his skill at 4-wheel parts in 2004 and offered him a job. At Gas Monkey, Aaron ran the builds while Richard chased deals. Discovery finally called. The show exploded, but Richard later admitted Aaron had never been his friend, only an employee. From 20 to 34, Aaron's connection to Richard existed almost entirely in the garage until 2014, when he tried to shave his beard and was flatly told no. Aaron's frustration fueled Richard, and Richard's pressure fueled Aaron. They were trapped in a cycle neither could fix. In early 2017, Aaron gave notice. Richard called it unexpected, insisting Gas Monkey would keep running smoothly. Aaron stayed quiet publicly but later explained why. He wanted to build complex cars with time and precision, not quick TV flips. Years of tension and creative differences had pushed him to the edge. His final episode aired in March 2017. Fans noticed immediately. The dynamic that defined Fast and Loud was gone. The show continued for a few seasons before quietly ending in 2020. Aaron, meanwhile, walked away ready for a new chapter. By late 2017, he launched ArcLight Fabrication in Dallas. Small crew, no cameras, no deadlines, total freedom. But reality hit fast. Payroll, contracts, invoices, cash flow. Suddenly he was running a business, not just building cars. Becoming the boss was harder than any TV challenge, but he accepted the trade-off. ArcLight's mission was ambitious: restore classic Ford F-100s and create a complete parts ecosystem for anyone to build a truck. Discovery returned. Craig Kaufman, who helped launch Fast and Loud, flew to Dallas. Aaron initially said no, but they eventually agreed on a new show built around his vision. Shifting gears in 2018. This time, Aaron called the shots. Each build spanned multiple episodes, starting with a brutal off-road monster truck for King of the Hammers, the kind of complex project networks once rejected. Fans and critics loved the slower, more focused storytelling, even if the ratings didn't match Fast and Loud. After 2 seasons, Discovery moved on, but Aaron had proven he could do television on his own terms, build what mattered, and grow a business that reflected who he really was. As for Richard, they aren't close, but they don't hate each other. Their relationship now is part former business partners, part strangers who shared an intense chapter. Richard thrived in the fast, chaotic world that drained Aaron. Their differences weren't personal. They were just incompatible long-term. Richard needed Aaron's skill to make Gas Monkey stand out. Aaron needed Richard's business instincts and platform. When their goals changed, so did the partnership. Today, Aaron divides his time between ArcLight fabrication and racing. In 2022, he returned to Pikes Peak with a 1949 Ford F1 called Old Smoky, finally competing in an event he had spent years preparing others for. He collaborates with brands like MagnaFlow and shops that value craftsmanship over speed, and he chooses his own projects, free from TV deadlines. Fans still recognize him at car shows, asking about Fast and Loud, and he talks about it openly. The show changed his life, pushed him to his limit, and he embraces both sides of that story while quietly moving toward whatever comes next. So, what do you think? Did Richard genuinely care about Aaron, or was their relationship always business? Was Aaron chasing freedom or his own success? Share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Click the next video on your screen. You'll enjoy it.